Welcome to the System Simplified podcast, where we feature top leaders who share stories on how to successfully systemize a business. Now, let's get started with the show.
Hello, Adi Klevit here, the host of the System Simplified podcast, where I feature top founders, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders about systematizing a business. And today's episode is being brought to you by Business Success Consulting Group, where we create, document, optimize, and implement processes and procedures so businesses can grow and thrive. And today's episode's guest is Rivkah Krinsky. Hi, Rivkah.
Hello, hello. It's so special to be here.
I am so excited to have you on this podcast. This interview is going to be amazing because you are an amazing woman. I definitely admire you and what you have done, and we're going to talk about your journey. But it's also a little bit different because you are the founder of One Soul, and you are the CEO and founder of One Soul. And I'm going to read your bio so people will know who you are. So you are, as I said, the CEO of One Soul, which is a matchmaking organization with a devoted team on a heartfelt mission to bring as many soulmates together as possible and continue the Jewish legacy.
That's it.
Yes, and you so you have a natural talent for connections and a background as a holistic health coach. So you brought it all together and you combine intuition, experience, and intention to help Jewish singles build meaningful relationships. Your work is deeply personal. It's rooted in your own transformative 30-year marriage, your 30-year marriage, and you're inspired by a powerful conversation you share with global thought leaders on your acclaimed podcast, which is From the Inside Out.
Yes, I have a podcast partner. Her name is Ida Schottenstein, so it's the two of us together.
Yeah, and the podcast is wonderful. So I definitely invite everyone, all of our listeners, to listen to the podcast. But Rivkah, you did something very courageous, which is start your company. And we're going to talk about your company, but also your journey as an entrepreneur and how you actually creating your company and continuing to create it and make it so successful and putting all the parts together so it is successful and growing. But first of all, let's go over your journey. So how did this whole idea came about?
Well, I just want to say firstly that I'm so grateful and excited to be talking on your podcast with you, Adi, because the reason that so far this has been so successful and sustainable is because you're the one that has guided me through this. And the first tip I would give anybody is to make sure to get a good business strategist. And I would say your name. So that's first of all.
Thank you.
Yes. So I'm starting in the middle, but to start from the beginning, how you're asking me how this all began?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it could be, I could do a long version or a short version, but I'll do the exciting
summary version. I mean, I'm sure listeners go, okay, well, what do you wake up one morning and decide to be a matchmaker? I mean, is that something you've been doing for years and you're good at? I mean, how did it come?
Well, as you can detect, I've got an Australian accent, so I'm from Australia, from Melbourne, Australia. My accent used to be much stronger than this, but it's still there because I stick to my roots, and it definitely gets me places when I network and meet people. But I've always enjoyed connecting with people, and over the years, I have made matches, but I never looked at myself as a matchmaker. I brought some friends and family together and did make, in Hebrew you say, some shidduchim, and in English you would say a good match. I hope that it's a good match, but they're married and they're doing well, and I see some of them often. And I never was looking to become a matchmaker. And sometimes some of the things we end up doing, you're not actually looking for. They're there in front of your eyes, but it has evolved into that. I always loved singing. So after I got married at a young age, and I was looking for the right thing. I like to do things that I'm passionate about. I loved singing. I became a religious female singer, put out a CD, and I was traveling. But at the same time, I was having a family and it was hard for me to travel. So I decided I wanted to explore other options. And something else that I was passionate about was health. And I had been on my own weight loss journey, and I had kept it off for many years. And people would ask me over the years, how do you keep it off? So I would help people naturally, just tell them how I go about it and then help them out. And I decided I'd try that on a professional level so that I could do something from home as I'm raising my family. Thank God I have 8 children, three daughters. Well, my third daughter is engaged now. 2 daughters are married. 1 son is married. And my youngest is 11. So as I was raising...
And Rivkah looks phenomenal. I mean, look at her in terms of being a proud mother of 8. And also, thank God you have also...
I have 3 grandchildren. Yes, thank God. I know when I say grandchildren, it's just really seems foreign to me, but they're the most adorable things. I can sleep at night. I see them. Well, my 2 oldest grandchildren live in Israel, and I'm very proud of my daughter and son-in-law, Rosie and Mendy, for making Aliyah and living there. So it's hard because I don't see them often, but when I do, it's the best thing in the world. But yes, I do feel young to be a grandmother, but it's fun to be a young grandmother. I'm called Safta, so that's the modern version. Anyway, but so I became a health coach, and in a religious community. I live in Crown Heights in Brooklyn. I married a wonderful gentleman, and he's a New Yorker, so we live in New York. He actually runs Chabad World Headquarters. His father was the secretary of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, and my husband is his youngest son, and he's his right-hand man. So living here, when you're in a religious community and you have success with 3 people, there's not a lot of marketing you need to do. Word spreads very fast. So I did have a really large clientele of clients as a health coach, and I really did help people change their lives in living a healthy lifestyle with whatever goals they had to come along with that. And it was mainly weight loss, because that's usually people get to that place where they want to make a change. And as I was doing that, my husband had a very close relationship, and still does, with a philanthropist who is a big supporter of the Chabad and all the emissaries that are around the world. And he called him one day and said, I was at a wedding, and my good friend was sitting next to me, and he was complaining that his daughter's having a really hard time finding her soulmate. She's on all the online dating apps, and it's just really difficult and overwhelming. And so he asked my husband, I want to do something for my friend. This is the kind of philanthropist he is. He's a billionaire, and he's not caught up in himself. He's caught up in when he hears someone's in need, he wants to do something about it. So I've become a part of that, which is very meaningful when someone's looking to help others. And that's the kind of work that I'm doing now, which is very meaningful. But my husband said, well, why don't you get a personal matchmaker for your friends? And he said, great idea. Help me find someone. My husband told me about it. And I said, I'm sure you'll find someone. So he sent him some ideas. Whatever ideas he sent was not exactly what he was looking for. And then one morning, my husband woke up and said, Rivkah, I think you need to go meet this philanthropist. And I'm just not sharing his name because he's a very private person, and I don't know if he wants his name shared, but I'd be totally happy to, because I think he's awesome. I'm inspired by people who give and are thoughtful. And I thought for a moment, and I was thinking, matchmaker, I never did this officially. It's not something I want to do. It went right out of my head, but I slept on it. And then I was like, you know what? I want to meet this gentleman. So I went to meet him, and he said, you know what? I'd like to do this with you. Do you want to set up this one girl? So I started networking in Manhattan. I live in Crown Heights, which is a religious community, and this young lady was not religious. So I had to network in a different way. And I started reaching out to Chabad rabbis, and then I would meet young professionals, because often in the Chabad community, they have a very diverse group of singles. You could be completely not religious, and you could be religious as well. So I started meeting all these young professionals. And then as I was meeting people, I saw there was a great need to be there, to listen to people and be intentional and help set them up. And I told this businessman, this philanthropist, that I see a need for this. And he said, you know what? I'm giving you an office in my building. It's in Carnegie Hall. I'm putting you on a salary, and you can set up whoever you want and just go and make a difference in the world and continue the Jewish legacy. And it just felt like a gift from God that this is where I landed. And I let go of health coaching because I just became busy with this 24/7. I met so many people from all walks of life, and I started to become very overwhelmed with the amount of people that were reaching out to me. And I was setting up a lot of people. and seeing success, but also finding it difficult that not to be able to respond to all the people that were reaching out. And I realized that I needed a team. And I told my boss that I felt I needed more people working with me. And he's like, I just like you. So if you want to stay here, we can continue this way. But if you want to build something, you can do this. I believe in you. It's very empowering when someone believes in you more than you necessarily believe in yourself. But
That's right. And you definitely did that. I mean, at that point, you made a decision, okay, I'm going to do it. I am going to start my own business, which is
yes, it was a
matchmaking
big
business.
decision because sometimes it's really easier to just to get a salary. But I really felt passionate about making it a difference in the world, and I felt like the only way I could do that is to build and to have a team and to have met groups together, networking and speaking to people. And so I realized that there were a lot of layers to strip off. I mean, this is a very sensitive, people are sensitive, they're wanting to find their soulmate. How am I going to have a team and pay them when I haven't been charging a thing and just been receiving a salary? And your name came up. I was speaking to actually a rabbi who helps people fundraise. And he was talking to my husband, and I was listening in on the conversation. And I started talking about what I'm doing, and he mentioned your name. His name is
Rothman.
Rabbi Rothman.
That's right. I did two podcasts with Shmuley Rothman. That's right.
Yes. So I am very thankful to him for introducing me to you. I said, you know what? Let me have an introduction to Adi and speak to her. She offered like a free call for me to speak to her and see what she offers. And I just knew right away, a woman has strong intuition, and I know when I really feel something like this is the right thing, I go for it. I trust my intuition. And when I'm unsure, I go and ask somebody's opinion. But I really felt that Adi, and from hearing from other people, that she had a lot of experience. And I'm speaking in third person, but it's you. And so, I had never actually invested that much money into something, but it was the best investment I ever spent. And Adi, you helped me strip off all the layers. And here we are. Now I have a growing business. I have 5 women who are on my team, and the rest is history. We network together. If you want, would you like me to share how it works, or would you like to ask?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was gonna ask you exactly, like break it down. So the first thing that we did together is create this business plan, because we did not know which direction we're gonna go. So in order to create a system, you definitely want to have, first of all, what's your purpose? And Rivkah, for you, like your purpose is so strong. I mean, why don't you share with the listeners, what is your purpose? What motivates you, and what drives you?
What motivates me and what drives me? I feel like we're all on this earth for a short period of time, and time is precious. And I like to do meaningful things, and whatever I put my heart and soul into, I'm passionate about. And I want to be able to use each one of us as individuals has unique talents and gifts that God has given us. There's no two people alike. And I felt when I started setting people up and meeting them, that this is my mission, because I felt like I was good at it, because people felt heard and understood. And I think that's a huge deal in this world. People want to be seen and heard. And I felt like I was able to give them that. And I also feel that I have good intuition, and I'm able to use that in this role. I also am a good connector. I like connecting people. That's something I'm able to use, this talent. I also love meeting people and networking, and I'm quite, I wouldn't say the word is pushy, but I don't give up.
Persistence. Persistent.
I'm very persistent.
Right.
So when I want to get to somebody, I'll try all different angles to get there. I try to
do it with a lot of joy. You enjoy doing it. So you found what your passion is.
So
but
I
you
think
also identified, I think really important to show or to talk about how you identified what is missing out there. Like in the dating world, you saw that it's like, it became this, swipe left, swipe right, and then, you just like, yes, no, but
so
you
I think one of the most, so I think that each one of us has a way that we can bring light into this world and make this world a better place. And one of the most, outstanding things that I see that individuals desire is to find their soulmate. And so to me, that is really meaningful. Also, since October 7th, especially since October 7th, where we've lost so many Jewish lives and young soldiers and hostages that weren't able to continue their life and get married and build a family. I wanted to be able to do that in their memory and to continue the Jewish legacy that we've experienced for thousands of years, or since the world was created. I feel passionate about being Jewish, and I'm a proud Jew, and I want to be able to help others find their way to continue the Jewish legacy by coming together and bringing two souls together. And from my own marriage and seeing the value in being married and raising a family, and how ultimately that is the most meaningful thing that I've done, I am very passionate about helping others to find theirs and feel less lonely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you figured out, you wanted a team to begin with, because a lot of entrepreneurs start a business to go, okay, I'm going to bootstrap it. I'm going to just do it all myself. But you definitely had that vision of, I cannot do it all myself. I've been doing
Yes.
everything myself right now for free. And now I'm going to start charging. I want a team, adamant about it. You had vision. You're a true visionary, because you had a vision of, I want a team. Tell us why having a team was so significant for you, and what difference did it make in your success?
Well, there are a lot of different layers, and a lot of the world that we live in today is amazing because we have modern technology. We have so many ways that we can just get things done in an instant. And it's definitely held back people and experiences in other ways. Like every amazing thing comes with its hard thing. And I think bringing couples together, and for marriages, it hasn't been an easy thing because of the quick fix. Let's just look online. Let's just look at all those faces and profiles, and people have become very superficial and think, oh, if it doesn't work out and I see one little flaw as I'm dating, I'm just going to go online and look for somebody else. Oh, there's somebody as I'm going. You're looking at your phone on the way to their date. If it doesn't work out, I'll date this other person the next night. I'll keep this person on hold. I mean, there's many different layers, and I don't like to use the word problems, but I'd say challenges. And I believe that God created the world, and it says it in our sages say that God creates the healing before the illness. But I felt me alone, listen, everyone, we all have to start one step at a time. And I started this alone. But I felt in order to make a big change, I need a huge team to make a difference. And so I just felt with the many different people from all the diverse groups of life, from completely not religious to divorced, to young, single and beautiful, to successful, to people in need, I would like to have a team that's helping me with all these different types of individuals that are feeling lost. And not everyone's feeling lost. They actually are lost, but they don't recognize that they're lost because they're just in a mode of doing it not in the way where they're actually going to have an easy time finding their soulmate. And so
that's right.
When you're looking to accomplish something big and make a big difference, you can't start with a big team. You need to start with small steps. So I did start alone, and I did build I had met thousands of people by the time I started this, which was in January. So I definitely felt like I had enough for me and enough experience as well from meeting many people to start something. And I knew this is the time, like I can't do this alone anymore if I want to accomplish something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you got a team, you named the team, you went after it, and things just fell into place. You found the right people.
Oh yeah, it was all, I believe in divine timing. Like meeting you, I had actually not interviewed, and I usually like to explore. I had not interviewed anybody else. I knew you're the one. And it was just divine timing when we were stripping off the layers, and I had spread the word a little bit that I'm looking to build a team. Just the people that I had been networking with over the last few years, who I felt were genuine and had large networks and were hardworking, are the very people that reached out to me. I started off with 2, and I just really felt they were the right people.
Mm-hmm. And that's right. And then it just evolved because more people wanted to be part of the team. And so
I'll tell you something cute. My personal assistant, I had met her at the gym, and I thought she was pretty and cute, and I wanted to set her up with one of my guys, and we did a session together. And she said, oh, I'm looking for a part-time job. And I just knew she was working at a doctor's office before. And I knew I needed someone very efficient and with a good memory. And that's how she became my client, because I was looking for her.
Right. So think just like, you know,
Not
you
my
get
client, sorry, my assistant. Yeah.
That's right. So you get all these people together around you. But another thing that we really dialed in is on the systems, creating systems and processes for your business. So you follow those systems and you're very good at it. Like when you see that something is not going right, because, you know, we deal with people, we deal with very sensitive subjects. Sometimes people can get upset. Sometimes people can be unhappy. But because you have that system, you follow it, it allows you to be efficient and being able to actually also give the attention that you need to give in order to care for your clients. So that's also a very important part, right? I mean, you know, from your perspective, you're talking to other entrepreneurs. What you built in the last 6 months, it's unbelievable in terms of like going from nothing, from a concept to a real, you know, on your way to building this amazing empire, right? We talked about it, or very successful business with helping people. What would you say about like why systems are so important?
Yeah, you know, this is something new for me because I had never worked with a system before. When I was a health coach, I was doing it on my own. When I was a singer, that's much more creative. Um, and I do see the value in systems, because when you are a CEO of a company, you need to be very organized. You need to know what you're doing. You need to know what your intentions are. You need to have things really in order and very intentional in order to really run a company well.
Absolutely. You know,
Yeah.
so we integrated, like we use a CRM, we use an internal communication system.
Yes.
Whenever we add a new team member, we know exactly what they're going to be doing and how to do that. There is a process and a system on how to intake a new client, how to intake somebody that wants to join the database, how to communicate to them. All of that is part of a system that therefore allows you to expand, because you have great team members, but you also have the system for efficiency, so they all know and they're all on the same page. So
Yeah.
if a client talks to you, a client talks to a team member, they're still going to have the same experience because they go through the process.
Yes, and I also have seen that processes can change as you're building. You know, you start with something. We had started that anyone can, just as an example, anyone can sign up to the database for free. And I saw the value in meeting people in person instead of just looking at a profile, but I realized I can't meet the world. And so we were going to charge for a meeting, but we weren't charging to sign up for the database. And then we realized, hey, it's actually a luxury to be part of the database. I don't know if the word is luxury or it's a
it has value, you know.
It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to be part of a
yeah.
large network and get set up. So after a little while, we decided we're going to charge a certain amount, $36 to sign up for the database just to be part of the network, which has been working out really well. But, you know, I realize that not everything is set in stone when you start. You can always evolve and change and tweak. And when you see you've made a mistake, which I have made some mistakes from learning experiences and also from not realizing certain things, and we adjust and we learn from them. And, you know, we continue building on these systems accordingly.
Absolutely. And that is what it takes in order to build a business. You have to have courage, and you definitely have that courage. You know, you don't, as you said, you're very persistent, but sometimes you have to make decisions that might not be easy or might not be comfortable or something you haven't done before, but you're very good at observing what happens. And if there is a mistake, something that doesn't work the way it should be, then we tweak it. And we worked it. That's why processes are dynamic, you know, and they are there not to stop you, but to actually lead you towards more expansion.
Yeah, you know, I'm so glad that I have you to talk to, because, you know, you can develop a low self-esteem from these mistakes happening. But you, having had a lot of experiences with different businesses, are able to tell me everyone goes through this. We all make mistakes, and the point is to learn from them and then tweak the system so that it works. And if there's a client that wasn't so happy, but let's say even you think you were right, you know, there's nothing wrong with sending a nice email and saying, you know, I'm working on it now, and I'm going to change this aspect of whatever it is that they felt that, you know, that it could have been better.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think that that's an important element, is to know that you can always tweak and change these systems as you go along. But now I think we've got a good thing going at the moment.
Absolutely. So what's the future like?
What is the future like? Well, in the future, I mean, the future that I see is bringing as many soulmates together as possible, happy marriages, and keeping up with them, and also building on the team that I have, because we have a certain amount of clients right now, and there's limited spots available because we want to really focus on that clients. But I would like to have a large team working with me so that I can have many, many clients and be able to set up many people in the database as well, people who have just signed up for $36, people who do a get to know you meeting that actually pay for that meeting. And we usually have an idea. I can never guarantee anything, but we guarantee thoughtfulness and looking for the person. God is the one who knows where everyone's soulmate is going to come from, and that's what can be so sensitive. But this is an opportunity for to get to know me and to get to know my team. So I hope that from all the get to know you meetings that we have, that I find soulmates for them, and we have had some great things happening there. But I'd just like to grow and expand and really create healing in the world of dating, where people feel like they have a place that they can go to that is thoughtful and intentional and gives them the opportunity, which is what we have so far, but I want that to grow tenfold or even more, where we are known that you can come to us and you're going to feel seen and heard. And we have a large network where you feel, and I think one of the main things that people want to feel is hope, and that there's hope that we can actually find your soulmate for you if God blesses us to.
Absolutely. So Rivkah, if people want to reach out to you, how can they get a hold of you?
So they can go to the website, and I actually have a new website that's should be up this week. And you'll see,
which is onesoul.org.
onesoul.org. And the reason that I called it One Soul, and this is something that Adi and I strategized. We also did a lot of research about what singles like in matchmakers, what they don't like, what other companies charge, because I just want to also add that till now I was doing it for free, and many people are matchmakers that don't charge. And this was a big deal for me to start charging, but I saw the value in it, because when I was receiving a salary from my boss, I saw that time is precious and it's deserved. There's a lot of networking done and a lot of time and effort. You can literally be up 24/7 looking for somebody, talking to them, giving them attention. And I'm really grateful that I'm able to provide that for the ladies that work for me as well, because before this, they were also doing it for free and they really value it as well. So back to what you originally asked me, which was?
How can people get a hold of you? Because right now they want to reach out to you.
The way that people can sign up is you go to onesoul.org. And the reason I called it One Soul is because I want people to know that this is for Jewish singles, and we all have a part of God in us, and we are all connected. And so we are one soul as a Jewish people. And then when two souls come together, it's two halves coming together as one soul. And you could sign up by joining the database for $36. You're going to be part of a great network of singles. And every day, my team and I look at all the profiles that are coming in, and we see if we have any ideas. So that's one way you could do it. The next way you could sign up is you do sign up to the database, and you could also request a get to know you meeting. And that would be either with me or somebody on my team, and the prices are listed there. And another option that you have is that you could become a premium member, where my team and I actively look every day for our premium clients. And we always bring them new ideas. I'm also there to coach them and talk to them along the way. I also offer coaching separately if someone wants to talk to me. And I bring a lot of clarity, and it's been going really well. And yeah, those are the different ways that you could sign up to One Soul.
Excellent. And if people want to follow up or follow you on social media, you're definitely very active on Instagram.
I am active on Instagram. It's Rivkah Krinsky, Rivkah Krinsky. And I actually just restarted with a social media manager. So I share tips and tools and success stories. Not always. A lot of people are private. So if someone's private, I don't share that. I also have a podcast, as Adi mentioned, From the Inside Out, which is all about growth and transformation. And I do that together with my podcast partner, Ida. And yeah, that's a big part of, like, I learn a lot from the people that I interview, and I'm able to, and a lot of it's about dating and marriage, and more than that, just in general about growth and transformation, how we can be the best versions of ourselves. And so that's also featured on Instagram, and you can reach out to me there too.
Absolutely. So we'll have all of those links in the show notes. And also, again, thank you very much, Shmuley, for connecting us. We're going to have a link for the episodes I did with Shmuley, so Shmuley Rothman. And Rivkah, it's been a pleasure having you on this podcast. This conversation is amazing to see the transformation also in you and your courage and what you take on, the responsibility that you took on to change this sector, and how you did it so beautifully by applying all the principles. So thank you so much for being a guest on this podcast.
That is thanks to you. You know, as I realized, like, being a CEO, you think, okay, because now I also have my personal assistant, have all these women on my team, and you think, oh, now I can sit back and relax, but you end up working much harder because you're responsible and you're building something. So there's no sitting and relaxing, because I would watch my boss with his 2 secretaries and be like, oh, what a dream. And it is a dream. But it's a lot of responsibility, and it's very exciting at the same time. And I feel very blessed, and I feel extremely blessed to have you in my life to consult with, and it wouldn't be what it is without you.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And I'm looking forward to doing another one soon to share more insights and the growth that's going on at One Soul.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks, Rivkah.
Okay.
Thanks for listening to the System Simplified podcast. We'll see you again next time, and be sure to click subscribe to get future episodes.